M-SPAN brings you long-form public affairs programming within Mayflower, made possible by our sponsors. M-SPAN, easy access to government matters.
Alright, hello.
Alright, so welcome everyone to the 2002 summer Senate debates provided by M-SPAN. I am your host, Lusolabs. Stan Labs is currently on leave. So our moderator will be taken, W. We will be making sure no tomfoolery happens during the course of the debates. Yeah, that's about it.
Alright. Waves is doing something, so we'll let Waves finish what he's doing, then we'll get started. So first, let's ask everybody, what's how's your day going? Let's start with Anakin Toast.
Well, it's going pretty well, until about an hour ago. How about you?
It's good. I have got this guy sitting next to me now. Senator Boost is here. Alright. We're just gonna get right into it. I'll be honest, I enjoy arguments, I enjoy rebuttals. But just keep it very pinpointed and to the point. I think it's like 30 seconds to a minute allocated for questions, so just try to get through it quickly. I won't be a pansy in regards to timers, but if I feel like you've gone over, I'm gonna tell you to shut up. Alright, so I believe there's only one senator here who's already been a senator, that's Mr. Anakin Toast. So we're gonna start off with you as your incumbent. What are your top 3 policy priorities if elected, and why are they most important to you?
I think my top 3 policy priorities are definitely continuing what I've done before. I mean, if you guys take a minute to look at the Senate docket and what I proposed a lot of legislation providing additional oversight and regulations to pretty much all executive agencies, the courts. I plan to be more involved with the Judiciary Committee this Congress more around, and hoping that we can get meaningful results instead of getting hit with the TRO on the judiciary investigation. And then I hope to continue to empower the military and the private sector, as I've done through my my Honor Guard Act and my pending Stop Felons from Fleeing Act that will benefit the Mayflower National Guard, as well as my Militia Logfire Act, and then my numerous acts that benefited Wagner Logging back when it was around, and all commercial logging entities, just to keep the private sector alive. I believe it's a very crucial part of Mayflower.
Alright. Same question is going to go back to you, candidate Blackbird.
Oh, me? Alright, well, I want to support our private sectors as well. I want to make it easier for people to be able to get jobs, to log, to do legal jobs, rather than having to resort to crime as being the only way to make a living in this place. Along with that, I want to increase the state and local agency transparency, as I've said in our agenda before. Make it easier for people to see where corruption is, and easier for us to deal with it. Along with that, I want to increase the pay citizens get. Other than that, that's really it.
Alright. We're gonna go over to Mr. Stain 0410.
Yo, what up? Alright,
question goes.
Let me keep it simple here. I'll probably fix the housing market. There's been a recent issue impacting not just like my people, but also me. And I'm gonna have to say, like corruption. We had that little issue in Mercia. I'm not trying to see something like that ever again. And then lastly, I gotta say we gotta defund some of these redundant agencies. I gotta say that's pretty much like my top three right there.
Well, well, I'll ask you a follow-up question here. What redundant agencies?
Oh man, you know, I don't want to personally target any agencies right now, but I gotta say, any agency that really just doesn't do much or isn't really active, we gotta cut some of that out.
Hmm. All right, we're gonna take the question over to
Yep,
Magos
yep.
are the best.
Yeah, so my number one priority is to stop supporting Israel so much. These Mayflower United people, Israel, Israel, Israel. We're not Israel. And getting rid of the LCPD, that's our least priority. Who's going to be there for Lander? Also, getting rid of the Division of Public Safety. We need that. That's like a government security agency. That's pretty much it.
Mr. Taken, may I make a rebuttal to the false statements made? Would you prefer me to wait?
Yeah, let's let everybody get through. Just write down your statement.
Of course, of course.
All right, we're gonna go over to Just Dapper.
Hello. My campaign promises are quite simple. We are going to be reckoning the courts. This is a very big plan. Very big campaign promise that I have been running off of. Reckoning the courts. They've been getting away with too much for too long, and I'm going to be getting rid of them. Next up, we're going to be cutting up all of these freakers, these illegal people, illegals in our government. Just earlier today, you saw about the 7 idiots who all freaking embezzled, laundered money. We're going to be getting rid of them. And speaking of them, one of us amongst us has pending charges for murder. I'll reveal that later. Just one of the greatest things I'm working out. And we're going to be governing the ungrounded seas of Woodbury and Medford. They are unpoliced and they are unprotected, and these loggers are subjected to the whims of drug lords and pirates. Thank you.
We're gonna go to Mr. Potato Soup.
Well, I think that nobody's really acknowledging the elephant in the room. That is that the private sector is on life support. It is dying. Nobody's going to remember it because it's been so underwhelming. That is why we need a Department of the Treasury. We need a state treasury in order to boost the private sector. And I want a cash stimulus for our brave citizens that go out there every day in the gunfire to do legal jobs. I want to legalize more guns, and I want to legalize gavels. Because why are they illegal? Can anybody come up with a good reason on why gavels are illegal? It doesn't do damage. It just makes a sound. Thank you.
And then I believe finally Rogan 21.
Yeah, the best always goes last. I have 3 issues. I'm gonna repeat what I posted. I'm just gonna repeat what I posted earlier. Number 1, I'm anti-Zionist. Jewish community is very important, obviously, but that doesn't mean we need to hurt our own citizens just to help them out. As I mentioned, it's a nationalist movement, and as a communist, it hurts our idea of equality for all. Second, we need harsher punishments for organized crime. It's a shame how much power they have in our state. It's really saddening, and there's not enough punishment to help stop it. That's why when we don't do harder punishments, our police get their hands tied behind their backs. And the third one is subsidies for businesses. Like when the people are starting out businesses, I know Potato Soup mentioned this earlier about the private sector dying. My solution is to use government funding to help maintain them so that they can continue to grow, or to help them get started and lean them off our funding as they grow. Those are my top 3 issues.
All right. So for this next one, we're gonna limit to 30 seconds per response. Oh, shoot, Anakin, you had something you wanted to rebuttal towards somebody. As I start with
Yes,
that here.
I believe it was Magos, correct me if I was wrong, who claimed that the Department of Public Safety was disbanded, which is false. The Department of Public Safety continues to exist. And then on the LCPD abolishment bill, I'd like to make it very clear to everyone that I was the only senator who voted no on that matter. I love Lander. I love the LCPD. I know Captain Odamal is in the audience. I'm sure he very much so appreciates that. And then Officer I ran through also very much so appreciates that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, so from here we're just gonna go down the list. I'm just gonna do it from my perspective, right to left. So we're gonna start off with Blackbird here. The first foreign visit by a state senator is often considered significant. Where would you go first, and why?
Where would I go? I'd probably go to whatever popular spots there are rather than just going to government buildings and actually meet with the people, talk with them, get their voices, see how they are. Because go to another place might not always get the opinion of the people. Then I'd go around, do the tour of the government places, and then go back.
Alright, Mr. Potato Soup.
I wouldn't go to any foreign country. I do not need anything from another country. I get everything I need from the state of Mayflower in the Union of Columbia.
Alright. Mago's our best.
What was the question again?
It was, the first foreign visit by a state senator is often considered significant. Where would you go first and why?
I would most likely go to Iran because they're cooler. They're pretty nice leadership. But most likely, I would also stay with the Union of Columbia. I want to represent the Union of Columbia, not Israel, like Mayflower United's doing. I'm done.
Alright. Just after.
I'd go visit our brothers in blue down in Israel. Completely disagree with everything Mago said. It's the Iranians who have destabilized the Middle East. It's the Iranians who have flown planes into our towers. It's the Iranians who have done everything against the Union of Columbia. And frankly, I'm questioning whether he's a man of the people or whether a man of Iran. That's just what I'm saying about Mr. Magos.
Alright, Mr. Egg Toast.
Well, I think my first quote-unquote visit, I know many of you consider them a foreign country, we did Quanahasset. I'm a big fan of the Port Authority of Mayflower and Quanahasset, and I'd be interested to see their operations in Quanahasset. I'd also go to Israel, support our brothers in blue always. Israel would be, the day after Quanahasset. I'd have to fly out of the airport there, cheaper flights. Thank you.
Sorry, one second. Alright, Mr. Stain.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't really know any foreign places I would go, but you know what? First place I'm hitting up, if I ever become a senator, I'm hitting up Steinway Cove, bro. I gotta represent my hood, That's my OG spot. That's it.
Rogan 21.
I'm going to Bloxburg on vacation, bro.
Not even what we asked, but alright, thank you, Mr. Rogan. We're gonna go back to you, Blackbird. What is your approach to handling public safety while respecting individual rights and freedoms?
My approach to public safety probably being more focused on the police being more transparent, having the ability to actually enforce public safety. Because right now, we got so much shit, we got so much guns, people shooting everybody everywhere they go, police can't do shit about it, people can't do shit about it. So, might as well make it easier for cops to be able to protect people's rights. Give people the rights to defend themselves better. Because it doesn't fucking matter if you have a gun if you can't fucking use it if somebody's pointing one at you.
Right.
That's it.
Question goes to you, Potato Soup.
We need law and order. It's insane how lawless this place has become. Even just at this debate, the stage has been stormed several times. I've been sexually assaulted at least twice. I feel very uncomfortable. You know, we need an iron fist, but also we need to give citizens the things they need, like more guns, while also empowering the police departments to have more guns. I believe that is the best way to solve the problem. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Magos, I received a question from somebody in the crowd. We're going to ask you this question. What changes would you propose for K-12's public education funding?
What? Public education funding? Oh.
Yep.
So I would lower taxes by a lot. So then we'd still get money to provide public education. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, I'm done with that one.
Alright, we're going to ask you the original question here. What is your approach to handling public safety while respecting individual rights and freedoms?
My approach to improving public safety is to give cops access to better guns and not abolish the division of public safety. Also, we need to have more cops. Every time I try to do cargo or just play around in the game, I always end up dying. You also need MNG to get patrol rights. Like I noticed this from Ridgeway, they always have RNG patrolling, which would be good for Mayflower as well. It would keep the country safer. I'm done.
Alright, Mr. You Just Dapper.
Wow. Well, you know, the Union of Columbia is a practicer of the social contract, meaning you gotta give up some rights to live safely. Now, this Sato Impacto guy's been going around fucking our rights up, down, left, and sideways, getting rid of them, or, well, giving them. We're getting too many rights, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking we need to empower the executive, empower the Mayflower Bureau of Investigation. We need to give them more resources. That we can't even burn cars anymore. I mean, it's all terrible, really. I think we need to return to how things were in OG Mayflower. Thank you.
Mr. Anakin's having some troubles, so I'm ready to give him a minute here. There he is.
Thank you, Indo.
That wasn't me, Indo, dude. God.
Go ahead, Mr. Anakin.
I'm sorry, what was the question? Do you mind repeating it?
Of course. What is your approach to handling public safety while respecting individual rights and freedoms?
I think my approach to public safety can be pretty accurately explained in my recent bill, Senate Bill 317, where I fixed the MFOID issue. And I've also continually worked with department heads such as LCPD, MPD, you know, CCSL, MSP to raise the budget to cops to adequately meet needs in certain more affected areas. You know, I've been always trying to raise the law enforcement budget and empower our law enforcement officers. Thank you.
Alright. Mr. Stain?
So what's the question?
It is. What is your approach to handling public safety while respecting individual rights and freedoms?
Right. I think some of these officers need to prioritize, the current situations going on in game. Like I often see like there's often a threat nearby, like a traffic stop, for example, and that cop will still be occupied on that traffic stop. I'm not gonna say, that traffic stop isn't important, but let's keep it a buck here. We need to prioritize our needs on that like gunfight or whatever's going on. So I think we need to go back to the root, go back to the training. Yeah.
All right, you, Mr. Rogan.
Hey, we gotta make sure that they don't trample our rights, okay? I got something to say. I have 6 crimes on my record. No body cam footage though. And all the police would say I'm a criminal. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna enforce civil rights, okay? These cops, they're not gonna run around our streets punishing law-abiding citizens, alright? That's all I gotta say, okay?
What's a body cam?
It's a video recording that would prove whether or not I committed a crime.
Could you give us an illustration?
Senator. This is
So-
2002 candidate.
So, do you want me to explain, or do you want to move on to the
Guys,
next
not
guy?
tag.
Yeah, I think we'll just move on. Thank God Terrorizer's not here. All right, we're gonna kind of jump off course here. So we're gonna go back to you, Mr. Blackbird. We're gonna ask about the recent scandal with Columbia first. What are your thoughts on that? How do you think the citizens of the state of Mayflower should move forward with the new information provided?
Well, I think they should move forward with their premier candidate, not Columbia First. Don't feel forced to vote for Columbia First candidates just because they got added back onto the ballot. Vote for who you believe is making a change in the departments and the fucking things you want. Oh, headache, sorry.
Alright, how do you feel about the situation?
Well, it's kinda just about average as we get here now. Every single election or every other election, there's always a big new scandal. First it was the Republicans, now it's this. Well, actually, Republicans, MRF candidate, and then now it's this. So there's gonna be a trend somewhere. We gotta fix it.
Same party, by the way. Alright, Mr. Potato Soup.
Well, first thing I gotta say, that was crazy. The show of a lifetime. But it just brings me back to my point that partisan politics is just a distraction. It's just a stage. I gotta commend our boys at the MBI for the bust. But the GOP dudes, Columbia First, whatever they're called now, dude, they walked into it. Can't believe they did that. Very entertaining, though. I'm glad I'm independent, so I don't have to deal with that. Thank you.
Question goes to you, Magos.
What was the question?
Whoa!
My lady.
What are your thoughts on the Columbia First scandal, and how do you believe the Mayflower citizens should move past it?
The Columbia First scandal. I haven't really heard that much about it, but from my understanding, I think Columbia First was a pretty good party, but I don't know what happened in the scandal. But I'm running with the United Front Party. I feel like people should vote for who they really want. I'm the type of person who represents the people, not me. So whatever the people want, I'll try my hardest to do. I'm done.
We've got just one more question here for your Magos. Do you believe AI could ever have a role in running parts of the state government? And would you support or oppose that?
I would not support that because AI is horrible unless you want to use it for productive stuff. because I don't want to be an AI generated senator. I want to be the type of person who can actually write bills and not have AI that other people use, not me, like co-pilots. What else? Grok AI. Yeah, I'm not that type of person. I'm done.
May I interject?
Go ahead.
So,
let's hear
you
it.
say you're not an AI, but strangely you've become transgender from the time the last question was asked. May I ask, was there a software update? Did you cut off your penis, or are you an AI? What is it? Pick one. Neither are a good option, but which one is it, Magos? The people want to know.
Oh, so I just can't let the ops know who I am.
Oh, you're a guy now. Wow.
I think.
Wow.
I think I need to jump in. I think we need to require Mangos to do a eye captcha.
Yeah.
This is gonna.
Yeah, it's
You think dubbing
somebody
AI
pull a
can
cash
be
up.
up who I am?
Hey, Billy, will you be my friend?
Billy, I think we need to find the Marmot capture. You have the Marmot.
Will you be my connection?
I will be your connection.
Alright. Question goes to Just Ever.
Well, we've been tracking these guys since July 23rd. They have been fooled once, but twice. By their own hand, their own downfall. They have done it themselves for a second time. They have not learned. In fact, I have intelligence to plan they are trying to do it for a third time. They are influencing our elections. I cannot believe they were let back on the ballot. They are running on dirty money. They are defrauding the election with dirty money. These ballots, these billboards, they're all dirty, just like them. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Question goes to Mr. Anakin.
Do you mind repeating the question, please?
What are your thoughts on the Columbia First scandal, and how should the citizens of Mayflower push past it?
Right. I think, unlike Senator Megas, who obviously in his answer has not read the affidavit, I've taken the time to read the affidavit. I like to be an informed senator, and I believe that it's very disappointing that, you know, someone who used to be somewhat well respected as Wooly, you know, back in the beginning of the year, has fallen from grace so much. I mean, I think that this was expected, you know, after the Italian mafia scandal that plagued the GOP, and then Wooly and Daniel Crusoe, who couldn't even take the time to be here and, you know, defend their own party in front of my lovely constituents. It's to be expected from them, you know. I mean, they had no other avenues. They knew that they had nothing, so they decided to go the illegal route. I think it's pretty disappointing from the judiciary that they granted the TRO, and it discredits the brave men, twinks, and femboys of the Mayflower Bureau of Investigation who spent a lot of time and effort on this investigation, and they pulled off a flawless you know, affidavit, flawless investigation. You know, it's a slam dunk in court, in my opinion. Thank you.
I'm deeply disappointed in what you had to say about the MBI. Anyway,
I was referring to Just Dapper, you know. I'm sure you've seen his edit, Mr. Moderator.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hey,
he's obviously
hey, next candidate, Mr. Moderator. Let's go over this.
Yeah, let's go to Mr. State.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know what Columbia First was until like yesterday. But like, you know, as any regular person would, I kind of just push past that. Like, you know, it's not an issue anymore. I won't be real, bro. Just ignore that, I guess. Like that's how we can push past it, I guess. I don't know, I'm just trying to be real, you know. Like, yeah.
Rogan 21.
I thought it was the situation with Columbia First was kind of sad, considering it's the old Republican Party. Then they transformed it. I hope that the people who are in the wrong and did stuff illegal get caught, and the people who aren't don't get punished, and they are allowed to run in this election, make it free. To push past, I think we should just allow the law to work its process. Obviously, they got a nice outcome for them today with the independence, so they're still allowed to run. And yeah, Mayflower will move forward.
All right, we're gonna go back to you, Mr. Blackbird. Mayflower United currently holds full control of the Senate and has recently passed 2 controversial acts. 1, granting the governor authority to deport individuals at will, and another banning convicted felons from voting. Do you support these actions, and what do they say about the balance of power and civil rights in our state?
I'm gonna be entirely honest. This Senate is entirely one-sided. It should not be this way. There should be arguments. There should be debates, and not just one party takes all. The acts I disagree with is the governor being able to just deport whoever he wants, because why would that be a good thing? Just let the judiciary do it once we clean it up.
The judiciary will never be cleaned up. You can't impeach justices. Fucking idiot.
Never said that. Can get more of them.
No, worse. You're dumb.
Warning 1, Governor Orange Bear.
You've been gagged, Mr. Governor.
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
Mr.
can't impeach
Potato
the
Soup.
governors, just get new ones then. More people.
Can I speak? Can I be pulled up?
No,
From the gallery?
I'll grant you permission.
Can I answer this question?
No, you can go last. You can go last.
Okay, I'll go last.
Mr. Potato Soup.
Well, I think that the people get what they vote for. They wanted Mayflower United, so they got Mayflower United. It must be the will of the people for these actions to happen. Like they were saying, the judiciary is a swamp, needs to be cleaned. I do agree with a lot of the governor's actions to do this. So, yeah, I think it's completely righteous. If the people want an opposing party, they'll vote them in. Hopefully that opposing party doesn't run drugs on the side. That's typically bad for a functioning democracy. But, yeah, or people could run independent. But, yeah, that's all I got.
Alright. Candidate Magos, do you have like a preferred pronoun? You kind of like switch between the two. What do you really resonate with here?
He uses Z-Zim with an X.
Alright, Candidate Magos. Nope. Candidate Magos, just go ahead and answer the question.
Yeah, I think the issue with Mayflower United is that Orange Bear, he has all the Senates as his puppets. It's horrible. I don't think he deserves the ability to deport someone all by himself. I feel like he's the type of person to abuse that feature. I think it should be done through like Senate votes, and then it goes back up to the governor, and that's it.
Alright. Is that all? I guess so. Mr. Just Dapper.
If I may interject with some breaking news here. A warrant for Mr. Mago's arrest has just been filed for attempted murder. Just wanted to let you guys know I am standing right next to a murderer. Well, would be. And I'm kind of scared, so I was wondering if I could get someone to
stop
come
being a
up here
pussy
and-
then.
Dapper, Dapper,
whoa.
screen share the clip.
Decorum.
Guys, can we
Dapper,
please
need me to hold your hand?
Yeah, can you hold my hand? Thank you. Anyways, with that out of the way, can you repeat the question?
Oh god, it's a real big one. Mayflower United currently holds full control of the Senate and has recently passed 2 controversial acts, one granting the governor authority to deport individuals at will, and another banning convicted felons from voting. Do you support these actions? And what do they say about the balance of power and civil rights in our state?
I completely. support these actions, especially the one against felons. For example, 2 major terrorist organizations are actually backing Magos are the best. Most of them are felons, meaning that would get rid of a lot of his voter base. So we need people, actual people, real people, not terrorists, not shills, to freaking vote. So that's just what I have to say. About the one-party control, I just say, it turns out most people align themselves with that party, I guess. If that's the one in control, that's what the people want. So, yeah.
Alright, Mr. Anakin Toast.
Thank you. I'd like to first dispute the claim that I believe it was Mr. Magos, sorry. What is it? XR Magos, to use the proper pronouns here. Claimed that I was Arinspear's puppet. I'm actually not Arinspear's puppet. He's my puppet, if anything.
That's true.
As you all should know. Arinspear admits it himself. You know, I vote independently from the party. I actually voted against the Banishment Act. I had many concerned constituents reached out to me and had, they had their issues with it. And as the governor will tell you, Arinspear and I had a heated, long debate about how horrible that was, which I believe Mr. Potato Soup alluded that there was no debate within it. You know, within the internal channels of the Senate, we have plenty of debates all the time. You know, we're always bashing heads with the governor, aiming to better fit the constituents always. As for the Convicted Felons Act, I believe that, as Dapper said before, that's a great act. I don't think that terrorist organizations and, individuals, it's very hard to become a convicted felon in Mayflower. I mean, you'll have so many terrorists here who aren't even convicted felons. If you become a convicted felon, you fucked up somewhere. You don't deserve the right to vote. In my own opinion. Thank you.
Mr. Stain?
I think this deportation thing is... There's some areas to improve on. Like I feel like there needs to be a longer process to it. I think, as far as that like felons can't vote thing, I'm gonna be real. I'm a felon, not convicted, but I am a felon, and I think I'm not a complete idiot. I gotta say. So I think most of these felons got at least the right mindset to know what is right and what is wrong. Especially since there's so many, that would remove a large chunk of the population or whatever. So yeah.
All right, Mr. Rogan.
Could you repeat the question?
Oh, this guy. Mayflower United currently holds full control of the Senate and has recently passed 2 controversial acts. One granting the governor authority to deport individuals at will, and another banning convicted felons from voting. Do you support these actions, and what do they say about the balance of power and civil rights in our state?
I think for the first one with deporting at will, I don't think that's a good thing. A deportation should only be in an act of court. Only court should be able to say you no longer have citizenship and you are kicked out. On felons, I think the process should be a little bit more streamlined in some way to allow them to vote. Because I don't think all felons, because like I said before, I have been arrested before, and I do sometimes think cops can be corrupt. Just having a gun on you can get you arrested, and it's our right to have guns. So that's not right. Yeah, so no, I don't support either of the 2 acts.
Right.
Mr.
If anybody
has...
has...
May I ask a question to Megas?
Yeah.
Sure.
Megas, I'd like to just figure out more how you were able to swiftly have, it seemed like 2 gender change operations mid-debate. It's pretty impressive work. How was that able to affect Zim's arrest warrant, Do you think that has anything to do with Zim's arrest warrant?
No. So what happened there, that was my transgender ego. It had nothing to do with me. It was the other one. From my old me.
It's your other one. So you. Let me get this straight, just so everyone understands. Did you transition from male to female for one question, and then you transitioned back from female to male for the next question?
Yeah, it was my female ego.
So that's pretty swift. I mean, you got it chopped off and then reconstructed in the span of like 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm
What about?
I do a lot
Could
of
you?
good stuff, and I'm really good at it. So everyone should vote for me.
You do a lot of trans stuff. Do you
No.
believe that you got multi-personality disorder, or
No.
you would be considered mentally incompetent?
Let's move on.
I'd like to rebut some of these things. Rebuttal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I get the question right again?
Hold on. Mayflower United currently holds full control of the Senate and has recently passed 2 controversial acts, one granting the governor authority to deport individuals at will, and another banning convicted felons from voting. Do you support these actions, and what do they say about the balance of power and civil rights in our state?
So I want to start off with saying that elections are free and fair. Anyone can run, anyone can win. They just haven't won because nobody's running. That's kind of why and Mayflower United holds all the seats. As for the deportations, that doesn't exist. You can't deport at will. There's a case law against it. And what was the last thing?
Wisconsin. All right. So I'm going to open the floor to you debaters, or to you candidates. Somebody throw a question out they want to have somebody else answer, and we'll start off from there for here. And if
Can we
it's
just
about
go?
MAGA, well, just say who you're directing the question towards, and let's hear it.
All right, this I have a question for Anakin Toast. It's not like in a bad way though. I'm just curious. How come you switched from the Republican Party to the Mayflower United?
Well, originally I swapped. I was in the Republican Party from the beginning. Many of you know, I was a big supporter of Ghost Nova back during his campaign, and then, the internal elections got rigged in the Republican Party by Hitchlink, and unfortunately, Wooly McNoble, and I heard about through Ghost Wooly McNoble's previous endeavors, and I couldn't condone that. I couldn't condone that. I spoke to Orange Bear. Orange Bear offered me a spot in Mayflower United, and I decided to choose a party that actually supports law enforcement and follows the law, rather than one that's just been indicted on RICO charges and money laundering conspiracy charges.
All right. I do have one question for MAGAs are the best. This comes from a MBI analyst named Edward Snowden. What are your alleged ties to Cool Boy 3245 924 and Gaming with Sean Yu?
Oh, so those 2 guys. Yeah, so they're just my friends who lend me their accounts sometime. You know what I'm saying?
But they're not your alt accounts, are they? Just a
No.
silly question, of course.
No, I don't have any alt accounts.
Okay, thank you.
I got a question for
Alright.
Rogan. Why are you communist?
Alright. They let me run with them. What else can I say, man?
You planning to support their beliefs?
I kind of have my own beliefs too, but I think there's a good balance to be had. I do agree that businesses should get government help. It was brought up before, the private sector struggling. That's a time the government could step in. That is one belief the communists hold. And they also support equality for all, which is against any nationalist groups, including Zionism, but that is not to be against any religions, such as Judaism.
So, what are your plans with communism? Are you just going to ruin the nation with communism? Are we even going to have elections anymore if you win? Are you just going to ruin everything?
Yes, we're gonna have elections. I'm not sure how I should respond to this, but yes, there will still be elections. In any free society, the workers, I guess I'm not like a super communist, but the workers have the right, aka the people, and the people will always have the right to vote. It's enshrined into our law. That will never change.
Right.
All right. I'm going to ask everybody a question here. This is again from the audience. We're going to go in reverse order now. So Rogan to Blackbird. Mr. Rogan 21, if you could choose one department to eliminate out of the state of Mayflower, what would it be and why?
That's a tough question. I would like to analyze, maybe have people in to analyze which departments are failing. Is there any departments that are severely failing? And if so, I would probably cut the one that's worst. Or instead of cutting, improve it so that we don't have to lose anyone's jobs. Losing jobs will always hurt the economy.
All right, Mr.
As I'm
Stain.
seeing in the chat, MPD is what some people think.
All right.
All right, Mr. Stain.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. We gotta defund like transportation police, bro. No personal hate, but those guys kind of they just be sitting around doing shit like, bro. Like you were created to protect the what you call it, the buses, and they're out here trying to pull me over for traffic, bro. Like what? That's some BS. Not gonna lie. I think these bus drivers need to get their own guns and shit, bro. No lie.
All right, Mr. Anakin Toast.
Do you mind repeating the question?
If you could entirely delete one department from the state of Mayflower, what would it be and why?
I think personally, I'd delete the Lander City Hospital Police. I don't think they really serve a purpose, and I believe that they could become a subsidiary of LCPD. I think that the LCPD could do their jobs very adequately, and it's just an unnecessary drain on the law enforcement budget. Unlike other candidates on this stage, I actually love the Mayflower Transportation Police, and I think that they do a great job. I'd like to shout out Officer Secured Pizza. He's my favorite MTP. Thank you.
All right. Just Dapper.
I would get rid of the judiciary. Just cut them out as a whole. I know they're like not a department; they're like a branch, but I'd get rid of them. Thank you.
All right, Mr. or candidate Magos.
I would get rid of MBPS. I think the news sector belongs to private companies.
Boo!
MBPS is the most inactive organization out of all. I see more stories come out from people like CBN than MBPS. I think it really just belongs in the private sector. Like MSPAN, it isn't government owned. Why isn't MBPS doing this for us? That's it.
All right, Mr. Potato Soup.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff that kind of just exists in the state code that isn't really used. I'd cut all that shit out. Most notably, the MTSB, shining example. Office of the Chief Medical Examiner, another one. Like, at some point, we have to think. How much space are we gonna waste in our state code with this crap? It's just taking up space. Nobody uses it. Nobody does it. Why even pass this stuff if nobody's gonna do anything with it? I mean, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Outside of CA departments like the Office of Medical Examiner, what would you remove?
If I had to remove one department, let me think. Well, MTSB, that's one I said.
That is, you're right. Sorry about that. All right. Blackbird.
Mr. Moderator, could you bring Spriggy up?
Just straight up, don't do anything. Hear stories about how they don't do anything, and Yeah, that's really it.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions to ask their fellow candidates? If not, I'm going to take some questions from the audience. If you want to DM them to me or tag me with them in general chat, I'll ask the candidates here.
I have a question. It's more of an open question for everybody.
All right.
Why can nobody remember what the question is? Is there a problem going on with everybody? Do we have early onset dementia? Is this what's going to our government? You guys just take some sleeping
I'd like
pills?
to answer. I'd like to
Mr.
answer.
Mr.
Okay?
Potato Soup, I had to
Do you have a
go get another
notepad,
beer.
Andy?
I had to go get another
Ah,
beer, and unfortunately, when Taken asked the question, it cut out. I didn't hear the full thing.
well, I can respect that. I can respect a man that can control his alcohol.
May I interject? Could you repeat the question?
Real funny.
Wait, may I
Real
interrupt?
freaking funny. Dirty Dapper. All right, that's
What
the name I came up for you, Dapper.
Oh shoot!
Dirty
Oh
freaking
shoot!
Dapper.
Wow.
Real
Wow! Oh
funny. You're making a mockery
Right.
of this state in the debate.
I
can't
I
believe
still
it.
haven't noticed. You still haven't repeated the question.
I can't even remember the question
Let's,
myself. You turned me to my own devices.
Oh shoot!
I'm so worked up, dude. I'm so mad.
Who has the hate they hit the second tower shirt? Not to buy that. Anyway, there was a question asked by somebody in the audience. How do you feel about CPAC and Israeli influence in Mayflower? But before we get to that, this GOP guy took the shirt off. So somebody execute him for me, please. Nobody? Nobody have a answer in regards to it?
Repeat the question.
How what are your thoughts on CPAC and Israel?
You just got executed.
Thank you. Please do not ask any questions about CPAC. We will be moving on.
Never ask what happened to the moderator.
Oh, what was the question again? I'm being serious.
Who did that? The move goal. Hold on. Is he in the audience?
They disconnected like half of us.
Do we know who?
Dapper needs to be brought up.
Scary guy too. That's scary guy too. Bye bye. Hold on. Just Dapper? Okay. You're invited. Taken, I see you. You're invited. Is anybody else missing?
They were good. Thank you, Mr. Endo. I've learned my ways after being taken away to Blank Bay. Oh, right. Yeah, there's not many good questions that were asked. So do any of you have any questions? Any additional questions?
Are we gonna answer the question from before?
No. We're just gonna move on. Okay, Tranquil Paladin has a question. How about you type out the question saying you have a question? Oh, you didn't have the question. Okay. I think we all know why Magos has an AI voice. I'm not gonna ask that.
Why?
Magos, question for you. Do they really, or do you really think that would... What? Demolish crash. Can you elaborate on what question you're referring to? Sorry, I'm like halfway reading this and there's nothing coming up.
What?
All right, we're just gonna ask this question. How do you feel about the judicial system, Mr. Rogan?
The judicial system?
Mm-hmm. It's been a topic of discussion for a while. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think there could be some reforms. Seems like sometimes the judges get overwhelmed. There should be more help for them sometimes. You know, some judges do more than others. And currently, I think it's in a place where we just have to look at it if I make it into Senate, and we can go from there with experts leading the way.
All right, we're gonna ask Blackbird the same question. How do you feel about the state judiciary?
Repeat that. I did not hear what you said.
How do you feel about the state judiciary?
The judiciary, it needs to be purged, bro.
How do you plan on accomplishing that?
Well, there's always solutions. Flood in new members, or just because said couldn't deal with it in another way, just flood in new members that are valid, that fucking actually have training and qualifications to do that job.
All right.
Also, Gop told me to send you this.
Told you to send me what? That's really cool. We have a question again towards you, Mr. Blackbird. Are you aware of how impeachments work?
Yes, I'm aware of how impeachments work in real life. At least I still have to do some more research, but that's what I am here for: research, learn what the people want, and do what they want.
All right, I'm open the question to Rogan. Are you aware of how impeachments work?
From what I understand, it's done by the Senate, I think, but yeah, I'd have to look into it as well because I am not a lawyer, so I depend on the advice of experts.
All right, Mr. Stain.
Well, what was the question?
Do you know how impeachments work in the city of Mayflower?
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. Nah.
All right, at least he's honest. Mr. Anakin Toast.
Yes. So, as my other candidates obviously don't know, you have to open an inquiry into an impeachment, which is overseen based on the current standing rules. This could change with the new Senate. Overseen by the Judiciary Committee. They must oversee it, and then there's hearings and everything. There's an inquiry for the Senate to even see if there is valid cause for an impeachment. And then after that, if the Senate votes in favor of it, the Supreme Court has to ratify the impeachment and agree with it.
Well, he's practically answered it for all of you now. So we're gonna ask the next question from Z Welder 1. This is gonna go to Mr. Potato Soup. How do you intend to curb organized crime?
Well, I believe that our brave boys in the MBI, SBI need to be given the tools they need to curb stomp those dirty, stupid criminals. You see them all the time out in the street. I think they need more statutory authority. I think we need courts that will cooperate. I think we just need a gigantic overhaul.
in general.
Question goes to Agos.
Yeah.
Same question.
What question? What was the question?
Oh, how would you curb organized crime?
Oh, so I'd start off by trying to deport some of the leaders, like one that's already been deported, the one Mega, the owner of the Red Front. I think those people should be deported. And also, I think people who are part of organized crime, they already are arrest on sight. I think they should also be kill on sight because terrorists were technically always at war with them, so they should be kill on sight. What happened?
Lights.
Uh,
So, I think they should be kill on sight, not just arrest on sight. Because if they're gonna make the game unplayable for civilians, we should make the game unplayable for them.
May I
I was
ask a
asked to
question?
provide a 1 minute. I was asked to provide a follow-up question to you, Mr. Magos. How do you feel about the PLF leaders?
PLF leaders, I don't really know them that much. I just
Really?
know one guy, Petro. Yeah, I don't really know them that much. I think they should be deported as well.
Oh, okay.
All right. Question goes to just ever.
Curbing crime. We are going to give more power to the executive branch. We are going to empower the MBI. We are going to empower the SBI. We are going to launch programs. Just recently, we have a fusion center that has been getting an influx of new agents. From a variety of different apartments, not apartments, departments, sorry. And these guys have specialized tasks that they focus on. So this is how we're going to do it. Some people will go for the guns, and some people will go for the drugs, and then we're all going to have a really nice time. So yeah.
Uh, let's keep these next couple of answers short. I've been told our screen time is limited. I think let's go to Canada Blackbird. I don't think I've asked you this. If I have, just say you'd have already answered it.
Repeat the question again, sorry.
How do you curb, or how do you plan to curb organized crime?
Kill on sight, deport them, and bomb them to all live in hell.
All right, Mr. Incotoast. I think he's got another beer.
Can I ask
Oh,
a
I'm sorry.
question?
Was that me?
Um,
I could not. You cut out for a second for me.
Oh yeah,
Internet's been
that's you.
If he's sending a
I'm
beer,
sorry.
how come we
The
talk to the
question.
senator? Is probably drunk.
Who says
Oh,
I'm
we can
drunk?
turn this to
I
me as
mean,
well.
I'm drunk right
You
now.
can.
You think I'm unfit to be
Vegas,
moderator?
if you wanna question my competency as a senator, you can go look at my record. It's publicly available on the Senate troll. You know what? I'll do everyone a
Okay,
favor.
let's
Put that in there.
let's get to the question. Our screen
As
time's
per the
limited, so let's get to
question, I've already worked on combating crime with my my RICO Act. I proposed a RICO Act that allows you to sue criminal organizations, and then I've also passed numerous acts, which I'll include in a future campaign post in the interest of time, that combat uh, criminal organizations and criminals in general. I mean, the Felony Speeding Act, for example, is just, it allows cops a better way to get felony charges on criminal individuals for speeding. There's so many options. As to answer the question for the audience, I'm currently drinking Corona. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Stain.
Yeah, I think these cops should just need to be more smart about their resources, like what they got right now. Like I think they need to utilize more bolos, stuff like that. Like I personally I don't know, I have a Letty certification, but I've never been a law enforcement officer. But I gotta say, like it can't be that hard stopping like organized crime. Like these cops just need to step their game up. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Mr. Rogan.
As a senator, you can only really just give the cops tools to help fight it. I would probably make it easier to punish the criminals, but I would not just kill them all because people will get caught in the crossfire. So yeah, more support for the police.
Yeah, there's some questions in here that don't even relate to things on Roblox. It'd be something I'd ask like a real life senator. All right. I'm gonna ask you all this one question. If you were a voter, what would you say, or sorry, what would you say to voters? What would you say to your hopeful voter, your constituent? I'll give you all like 20 seconds, starting with Rogan. Keep it brief. I want to go eat dinner.
I do too. I would say hopefully I introduced you to who I am a little bit, what I'd want to do if I won. And when you go to vote, make sure you're proud of who you vote for if they win. Make sure you're confident what they will do. Thanks.
All right, Mr. Stain.
All right, yeah. I don't got much to say. I'm gonna just say like, yeah, I'm a chill guy. I don't take this stuff too serious, like in reality. And then you just you gotta have fun with it usually. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Anakin.
I'd say to voters that, look at my record, look at my voting record, look at what I've proposed. I've blocked the Port Authority budget. I love our businesses. I love creating legal employment for all of our necessary individuals. I've helped create so many routes of legal employment, and I've also done everything I can to empower the private sector. Empower law enforcement, empower the military, while including necessary regulation to keep everyone in order. And I also love the MBI. Thank you.
Real nice guy. Just ever.
Standing before you are a variety of candidates, each with their caveats. I want you all to pick the one you think is the best. I know I'm the best, so that's who I'd pick, but it's up to you, really. That's all from me. Thank you. Thank you.
Migos.
Yeah. What? Or what was the
Dude.
question?
Bro cannot even listen.
One thing. What would you say to your constituents who you are hopefully having vote for you?
Oh, I would say to them, listen to what the people want. I don't do things for me. I do things for the people. Whatever majorities of people are telling me to do, I try my hardest to implement. And it's all up to you. I'm not forcing you to vote for me. Just vote for whoever you feel is right. And not communists like someone all the way to my left, my right. And that's it.
How can you support the people if you're not even a person? Clanker? Huh? Huh?
Whoa, that's the
I
hard
am a
C.
person.
That's the hard C.
Clanker.
All right, go
I'm a
ahead,
person,
Mr.
I had to say I'm the best choice for Senate by far.
All right. Blackbird.
And I just want people to be confident in who they pick. So if you pick me, great. If you don't pick me, you made your decision. Be happy with it.
All right. Well, it's now 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're gonna go ahead and end it here. Thank you all for attending. Thank you all to the candidates, the viewers. Thank you for tuning in to the M-SPAN senatorial debate. Hope you all have a good night. And the DA debate is probably gonna happen soon. I just got told to kill myself, and fuck Bob 78, 71, 11, new. Have a good night.
MSPAN brings you
Reinforcement.
long-form
David
public
Jackson.
Good
affairs
night. I'm
programming
eating
within
dinner.
Mayflower,
Goodbye.
made possible by our
Good night.
sponsors.
Vote for the best
MSPAN,
senator here.
easy access to government matters.